The score on the vector calculus final at UCSD are normally distributed with a mean of 80 and a standard deviation of 4. Marco scores an 84 on this exam. The scores of the vector calculus final at San Diego State are normally distributed with a mean of 85 and a standard deviation of 8. Ingrid scores a 90 on this exam. Relative to their own exam score distribution, who scored higher on their exam? In order to determine who did relatively better, we're going to compare Marco's z-score with Ingrid's z-score. Then we're going to get the higher one because that's going to indicate that the higher value was further away from the mean or the average. So let's begin by looking at Marco's exam z-score. So we're going to have to calculate x minus the mean and divide it by the standard deviation. Marco's score, he got an 84. Now on his test, the mean was 80. And the standard deviation was 4. So the z-score is going to be 84 minus 80 divided by 4. So we're going to get 4 divided by 4. And 4 divided by 4 is going to give us 1. So Marco's z-score is 1. Now let's go ahead and calculate Ingrid's z-score. So on her exam, she scored I believe a 90. So we're going to get 90 and subtract it from the mean. On her exam, the mean was an 85. And we're going to divide this by the standard deviation. Her standard deviation for her test was an 8. So we're going to divide by 8. So here we get 90 minus 85, which is going to be 5. And then we're going to get 5 divided by 8, which is going to be 0.625. So her z-score is going to be equal to 0.63 approximately. And I can put this on the normal distribution to see this more visually. But for Marco's score, we were centered at 80. That was the mean. And his z-score was 1. He was 1 standard deviation away because he got that 84. So you can see that Marco is 1 standard deviation away from the mean. On the other hand, when we calculated Ingrid's score, her score was 0.63. So she was a little bit less than 1 standard deviation away from the mean. So here you can see that Ingrid is a little bit less than 1 standard deviation away. We got that like 0.625. While Marco was further away from the mean, Ingrid was closer to hers. So relatively speaking, Marco did much better than Ingrid.